how I became a sports massage therapist. If you saw the last video, we're going to continue on from that part 2. And going into the part 3 of this video, when I talked about how it's just the word on how to grow this, because now I am a licensed sports massage therapist trying to figure out how to do this and work inside of a gym setting on how to get clientele and figure out what my flow is. And because like I mentioned in part 2, that towards the end of it, it is just a word on what we call ourselves. We are all massage therapists and specializing in a bunch of different things on how we want to go about specializing in those particular fields. I chose the field of trying to become a sports massage therapist, working with gym goers and athletes alike, or people that have played sports in the past or have a history of playing any particular activity and sports. Because everyone, in my eyes, is an athlete. And so now I'm officially like in the grind, in the license, got my license on to start being able to service people. Now, how do I do that? Well, this last and final part, it's basically my journey and steps on how I started doing that inside of the gym. When I was pulling up to the gym and, setting up my table, no one has no idea what I'm doing. No one has no idea that I just finished school. No one has no idea that I'm a licensed now massage therapist who's working with specific people. Now, here's the thing. What I did inside of this gym facility and out as well is I started telling people that I am a sports massage therapist. So the belief in myself to tell people that, hey, I am now a licensed massage therapist, but I specialize in sports massage therapy. And a lot of people gravitated towards that because of the fact that I was in a gym setting already, that they noticed that, well, if he's here, then I can get my body work and sports massage therapy done here as well, which is great. Now, the next thing about that is, like, okay, if they believe in me to come see me for a service, now I have to show them what services I offer to be able to come see me more often or on a monthly basis. So the services that we're providing was cupping, scraping, stretching, deep tissue, and trigger point therapy. Those were main services that I offered to be able to gravitate and more intrigue a lot of the gym goers and athletes. But then I also had to go out and find some athletes as well. Luckily, I got started with the help of some marketing team to be able to market my services well on social media, because that's another big thing. We tend to see other massage therapists go out and record, some of their sessions and show the modalities that they treat. And from the eye, you can see that people are working with all types of people, but you're not seeing what kind of clientele that they're bringing in, and they're not expressing that. My main job was to be able to express that, hey, I'm working with athletes, I'm working with gym goers, I'm working with people that are doing particular activities like pickleball, running, marathons, and stuff like that, that I can help you, stay pain-free while you're doing these particular activities. And that's what kind of helped push my social media game further, because that's all I talked about. I even had some partnerships working with ASU, GCU, working with some of the athletes. I have a pro, track athlete as we speak on this recording for YouTube. And it's been wonderful because I have been trusting athletes from high school all the way to pro come and see me and trust me with their care to be able to get the body work that they need. And it's been great because that's kind of like how it propelled forward to be called a sports massage therapist, on how I became the sports massage therapist. Everything else I was figuring out along the way. So if you're a new massage therapist that is up and coming and you come across this part 3, go back and watch part 1 and 2 on how the steps I got there. But part 3 is basically me just expressing hey, I started inside of a gym facility. I kept everything simple. It was just my table, some supplies, and that was it. Like lotion, the scraping tools, the cupping sets, those were the main things I always gravitated towards to be able to carry in the gym facility and out of the gym facility. And I kept everything so simple that I really wanted to focus on the clientele of what they wanted in their particular session. And that's another thing I do now with my sessions, is that I let my clientele customize it. So I don't throw all these modalities into the session. What I tell them to do is hey, pick 3 main focus areas that you want me to focus on, and what modality would you like for me to do today? Would you like cupping? Would you like the scraping? Or would you like the trigger point therapy or stretching? they will get to decide and choose which they feel like they need the best. But at the same time, most of my clients now that have been working with me with a really long time, they're saying, hey, I trust you, go ahead and you pick those modalities and be able to implement those into our session here today. That is wonderful. That's great, because now I know I'm having clientele entrusting me into those particular modalities that they trust to be able to work on in that particular session. And that is the overall gist of that sports massage therapy field. Now, I can get into the marketing aspect of it, but it really just comes down to you as, the therapist, on how you want to market, how you want to specialize it, how you want to tell people. I, took a while to be able to get into it, because I had to get more and more clientele to understand what I do, how I do it, and stuff like that. And after doing it for now almost a good 3 years, it has been exciting, because clients know what I do now at the gym facilities. My athletes know what I do now, and they send more people to see me on top of that. And then so that's great for me, because now I can call myself on how I became the sports massage therapist, and not just saying that it's just a word like I mentioned back in part 2 with that. But that is the end of part 3 and my cycle of this story of how I became a sports massage therapist. If you love this content, thank you for watching and appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Send this to someone who is trying to be a massage therapist, and I'll catch you guys around.